Former Republican strategist and Lincoln Project co-founder Rick Wilson tore in to Republican voters in a lengthy post on Twitter just a few days ago. I'm not going to call it X. That's not my style. I'm not going to do it. It will always be Twitter to me. But in this post, Rick Wilson, who, by the way, I have no love for Rick Wilson. Not a fan of the guy. You go back and you look at his history, what he used to do as a Republican strategist, the guy's an a-hole, like with a capital A. So definitely not my cup of tea, but I'm talking about this story today because I think Rick Wilson really hit on some important points that need to be discussed. So what he did was he basically blasted Republican voters out there for looking the other way on literally every horrible thing that Donald Trump has always done. Listen to this. It's not enough, this is his post on Twitter, it's not enough that he's a rapist, a fraud, and slipping deeper into mental illness and sociopathy if they're fine with it as long as they keep the sweaty, febrile MAGA masses happy and keep their job. Now, he says Trump's a rapist. That is obviously alleged. He has not been convicted, so let's not focus on that. He was found liable for a sexual assault. But Wilson continues. I will not tell myself or anyone else comfortable lies about the Republican Party. I will not tell you there are secret words from a mystical focus group seance that will convert the red hat truck nuts cadre back to the Reagan GOP. I have a long record of very accurately seeing ahead to what Republicans will really do, and with Trump as opposed to what people dream they'll do. How many times have I gotten the call of, oh, you can't attack X or Y, they're one of the good ones, only to see the good one bend the knee to Trump in hours or days? Sue Collins, anyone? Not one Republican elected, correct me if I'm wrong, has come out today with both barrels blazing on Trump's latest Russia capitulation. In fact, per Marcos Rubio's What Me Worry interview with Tapper, they're doing the opposite. There are no good guys in office staying in the fight. The MAGA GOP is corrupt to the core, craven to its bones, and its utter abandonment of every shred of principle in Trump's service as a disqualifier for redemption. Stop trying to put the paddles on the chest of this zombie party. Now, there's a lot to unpack there. Obviously, I addressed one of the names that he called him, just for reasons you can't actually say that. You got to say alleged, and that's really what it is. But anyway, at this point, I think Rick Wilson is right about what has become of the Republican Party. He's wrong, of course, acting like we need to be Reagan's GOP. Like, who do you think put you on this path? Like, Reagan helped put you on this path, and before him, Nixon helped put you on this path. Okay, it's not like before Trump came along, everything was hunky-dory with the Republican Party. This has been a very long downward spiral. Now, Trump has accelerated the descent of the party into hell, sure. And the willingness of all of these Republican elected officials to go along with him has absolutely exacerbated the problem. And that is the problem, as Rick Wilson points out. Yeah, you're always going to have a horrible politician, regardless of the party. You're always going to have your occasional Donald Trump. You're going to have your occasional Joe Manchin on the left. You're going to have your Marjorie Taylor Greenes and your Matt Gaetzes. You're going to have your Bob Menendezes, okay? There's going to be bad people throughout, but slowly over time, hopefully you can weed those people out or marginalize them to the point where they don't matter. But with the Republican Party, they're doing the opposite with Trump. Even though the polls, by the way, show that Trump can't beat Biden, and they show that Nikki Haley can, they're still like, nope, we're going to go with Trump. We're going to go with the guy with 91 felony charges against him. We're going to go with the guy who was found liable for a sexual assault. We're going to go with the guy that picks lawyers based on how they look, even if they cost him hundreds of millions of dollars in legal fees, from the judgments he gets against him. This guy is an idiot. Like, no matter how you slice it with Donald Trump, this guy is an idiot. But this idiot has captured the entire Republican Party. There is no saving it. I agree with Rick Wilson on that too. The party is dead, and it needs to be allowed to come off of life support, to pass on, and no longer cause any problems. With any luck, that's what'll happen to the Republican Party. My only fear, and I think Rick Wilson's fear as well, is that it comes back to life as something far more grotesque than the actual Republican Party could have ever imagined becoming. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.